All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's live stream. Let me just double check, make sure that I'm actually live here. I actually want to make sure I'm live. Okay, I actually am live. Perfect. We're using a new streaming software, so um, just want to make sure I'm situated and actually live here. It appears that I am live, so perfect. That's very good news. We can get started very shortly here. Let me just share the live stream, let a couple people trickle in, and we'll get started. Now, we really ought to get some music, some licensed music. Um, that way, it's not just dead silence while you good folks are waiting. So, let's see here. T Fuel going up, says Robbie Steve 06. Lots going up right now. A lot is going up right now. So, folks, in today's live stream, we got some very important news to discuss. We have a super interesting buy signal. I also want to share with you guys what I think is going to be happening here in the very near future. Folks, this is super critical times because we're breaking above resistance, but we're very overextended. So, the way we react this next week, do we put in a higher low? Do we break below support? Super, super critical times. So, folks, definitely, if you like the stream, like and subscribe, share this and comment and just click all the buttons because YouTube likes button clicking. So the more buttons you click, the more YouTube likes it, and the more more of a happy camper I'll be. So we should get going very soon here, folks. So just so you guys have an idea of what I have planned here. So I want to run through what I see happening with Bitcoin, kind of shorter term and longer term stuff. Very important goings on. Lots of important goings on. I'm also going to run through Ethereum, give you guys a bit of a portfolio update, talk about some very important news, and if anyone has any pressing questions, we can have a bit of a Q&A at the end of this thing. So also, unfortunately, Messin will not be joining us. He is indeed stuck in France as usual. I believe he's on a mission to go find some water. As soon as he said, hey man, I need to take time to maybe drink some water. I care about his health, and so I was very happy to hear him finally talk about drinking water. So hopefully he listens to my sound advice. Good evening, y'all. This is Nice Cody. What is the lowest you see Bitcoin going? Well, we are about to run through the levels I'm looking at to try to understand how we're likely to react this coming week and this coming month. So we'll definitely delve into that. BCH to the top. Oh, I've never seen a Bitcoin Cash fan. Interesting. It's already at 43K. So, folks, let's delve into this live stream without further ado. Let's talk about Bitcoin. So, folks, super interesting goings on. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I put out a video just the other day saying how I'm now more bullish than bearish for weeks, for months on this channel. I've been very dubious about the state of the macro market all throughout this region. Were we truly still in a bull market? Were we entering a bear market? It was unclear because there were good arguments on either side. But now that we've broken above this red trend line, I now believe that that was the tipping point where more factors lean bullish now than bearish. I've been saying on the channel for quite a long time, we need three things to be in a bull market. We need higher highs, higher lows, and flip major resistance to the support. And there's an argument to be made that we have done all those three things. We put in a higher high above these previous relief rallies, got rejected off the 200 EMA. Higher high, that's great. We flip major resistance to the support, 200 EMA on the daily, that red trend line. And with this pullback, one can make the argument that this is indeed a higher low. So one could arguably, reasonably make the argument that we are now in a bull trend. But folks, where are we getting rejected off of the 200 SMA on the daily? So it's very, very clear what needs to happen for us to see continuation. We have got to get daily candles, higher time frame candles, fully closing above 45,000. If we get daily candles closing above 45,000, then we would have flipped the majority of resistance into support. And if we get above 45,000, folks, there is not a whole lot left stopping us in terms of resistance from all-time highs. Now, in the short term, folks, I got a couple other screens pulled up here for a reason. If we take a look here at the right side, looking at the 4-hour chart, we have a bearish crossover on the 4-hour MACD for Bitcoin. Folks, if you don't know what a bearish crossover is, I'll give you a hint. It's bearish. This is no bueno. We're also seeing bearish divergence on the RSI. So if you look at this peak on the RSI here, this coincides with kind of this candle, this wick right here, this long wick. And see how we have a lower high in the RSI, but paired with a higher high in price action. Whenever you see that, that's bearish divergence. And folks, this makes sense that we're showing signs of weakness. I don't think this is anything out of the ordinary. I don't think there's anything not to be expected. I would expect us to probably have a bit of a cool off period. I think the big thing that will really decide whether we have more of an extended pullback or whether we just kind of hover around in this region for a little while is how we open tomorrow on Monday. Because folks, institutions, they trade during weekdays. And so understanding how the institutions react to this current breakout come Monday will really solidify what the next movement is. If we have a further retrace in store or if we have more of a pump. Now, I wanted to share with you guys specific support levels. Number one, this high here. I think if we come down and as long as we hold 42,240, basically this high right here, that's the most bullish scenario. If Bitcoin could just maybe come down a little bit more, test this high and hold it, extremely bullish. Because as long as we hold this high right here, then our next attempt at testing the 200 SMA on the daily has a much better chance of breaking through. The more times you test the region, the more likely you are to break through. So holding this area here is the most bullish scenario. And as well, this red trend line. We have got to maintain this as support, folks. If we start to break below, let's mess around this. Oof, that's not good. We want to solidify previous resistance into support. So hopefully we maintain this high and this red trend line here. Let's say we don't. The next major support is the 200 EMA on the daily. And aside from that, folks, I think the worst case scenario we have to look at is a CME gap right here at $32,000 to $34,000. So for those who don't know, CME gaps are just future trading. Okay. And so whenever these future traders only trade during weekdays. So whenever price moves on a weekend, there's this gap that's formed on these future trading platforms. And typically speaking, not always, price comes back down to test these regions. So if we lose this high here, I think that 200 EMA is going to be our next line of support. If we lose that 200 EMA, then we have arguably a strong chance of filling this gap. Now, folks, it is not all doom and gloom. In fact, I want to share with you guys a super, super interesting indicator that just arguably flashed a buy signal. So let me show my face because I want to get across my excitement at this indicator. Guys, the hash ribbon indicator, one version of it at least, has flashed a blue buy signal for Bitcoin. Folks, this is a very, very big deal. So let me expand this chart to show you guys how much of a big deal this is. So the hash ribbon indicator tracks the hash rate, and it's just two moving averages. I forget which ones specifically. Maybe we can take a look here real quick so that way we all know what moving averages specifically we track. Yeah, the 30-day SMA and the 60-day, all right? And so whenever we have these bullish crossovers, it typically signals the local bottom, and we have historically had massive run-ups after having these blue buy signals. And on one version of the indicator, we have had a blue buy signal, which signals a local bottom. Folks, looking at the default hash ribbon indicator, the last time we had a blue buy signal, we ran up 233% to the all-time high at $65,000. The time before that, we had a 34% run up to the local high after the blue buy signal. Time before that, 38% run up. Time before that, 46% run up. And folks, you can do this yourself. Go look up the Bitcoin hash ribbon indicator. Every time we had a blue buy signal, except for one time, it signaled the local bottom, and we had massive run-ups afterwards. I mean, let's just do this for fun right here. Blue buy signal bottom here, massive run-up, 294%. So just to understand a couple nuances with this indicator does not signal the perfect bottom, but whenever we get that blue buy signal, it basically means that the previous daily low was the low. So see how this was buy signal here? We never made a lower low below the previous low. I mean, if we and guys, you can do this on your own. I don't want to spend too much time doing this, but look, this is the low. We never made a lower low below before the blue buy signal. You guys get my point here, folks. This has been historically a tremendously accurate indicator for not only calling local bottoms but massive run-ups. It doesn't perfectly time them. It's kind of a general indicator. It's not super specific, but within the week, within the month, within the quarter, it signals bottoms and massive run-ups. And again, further nuance here. This is a modified indicator. The default indicator has still not flashed a blue buy signal, but I believe the creator of this indicator originally on Twitter has been saying that he likely expects one either this week or next week. So let's say we do get the blue buy signal on the default indicator, then that would mean that this low here, if the trend of this indicator remains true, that this was the low and that we are unlikely, if this indicator is valid, to drop below $29,000 again. Now, there was one time where this was invalidated, which was the March 2020 global global disease crash. I can't say the word, folks. YouTube will demonetize us. So, but yeah, no, we had a blue buy signal and we actually put in a lower low because there was a global pandemic. So this was the one time that this signal was invalidated. So barring some kind of some kind of calamity, global calamity, so World War III or something, then this blue buy signal is probably going to continue being very accurate because it has been extremely accurate historically. So Nirvana Bug is saying, what do you think would be a good price to get in BTC now? Obviously not financial advice. Well, it's a different question if you're trading or investing. Look, now that we've passed, as long as Bitcoin keeps putting in higher lows and higher highs, then I think that we're probably going to have a second leg of the bull market that goes on to probably around $100,000, maybe more. Probably tops off somewhere around the end of the year. So honestly, folks, what I'm looking out for to DCA further myself for long-term investing is I want to see what kind of low we put in. Because again, guys, we're seeing that bearish divergence on the 4-hour Bitcoin, that lower high, bearish crossover from the 4-hour MACD. And again, tomorrow's Monday. We've been massively uptrending. The institutions are coming in Monday. So I think come Monday is going to be the real test of how the market is truly feeling. Will we maintain this high here as support, or will we drop down further? Basically, what I'm trying to get across here is if we put in any kind of higher low, then that would have been bullish confirmation, and I will be looking to deploy capital on a higher low. So as long as we keep putting these higher lows, I would personally buy in there. And if you guys want, I mean, not to shill my own stuff too hard here, folks, but if you guys want an extra hand navigating the space, I mean, become a VIP Discord member. That's exactly what we do in there. We share what we're, of what prices we're buying the low at, what prices and what coins, all that good stuff. So make sure you check all that out. Link for that is down in the description below. Let me see if I'm skipping over some stuff here. Yeah, so also, guys, let's take a look at the weekly here. The weeklies, the macro trend looks insanely bullish. Look at that weekly MACD, folks. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. Look at that histogram constantly going up. That's the stochastic RSI all the way oversold, bullish crossover, folks. I mean, I don't want to spend too much time doing this, but you can do this on your own. Go to the weekly MACD and then plot a line every single time the histogram started ticking up, or we had a bullish crossover, massive run-ups afterwards. So barring any kind of like black swan event, I do believe that now more technical factors are leaning bullish rather than bearish. Also, guys, good bit of bullish confirmation here. Hash rate continues to recover. A healthy Bitcoin price requires a healthy hash rate. This is really kind of a temperature check about this of the state of Bitcoin's network. So the further hash rate continues to recover, the more I interpret that as bullish confirmation for Bitcoin. As well, we recently saw a massive exodus of Bitcoin leaving exchanges. This is absolutely massive. This exodus of Bitcoin leaving exchanges was one of the factors that really started to tip me over to the bullish side, because as long as Bitcoin continues to leave exchanges, it's more scarce, less selling pressure. Very, very bullish here. Also, I want to give you guys a good bit of of knowledge here, some free knowledge. So, folks, crownscryptotrading.net. This is a free website where you can get some very important, very interesting quant data. Like, you usually have to pay for this stuff. Like, all this stuff here is on Glassnode. We pay for it, but I like bringing it up because you guys can get access to all this information that you usually have to pay for on Glassnode absolutely for free. So if you guys want access to some of the quant data that I and many others use, definitely check out crownscryptotrading.net. A lot of free quant data here. So again, here you see the Bitcoin held on exchanges, the net flow. Also, some very interesting indicators. The global funding rate. To simply explain why this being green is very bullish, folks, on futures trading platforms, in order for the exchange to maintain a peg, if most of the market is short, they pay longs. If most of the market is long, they pay shorts. So whenever we see a positive funding rate, that's just telling us that most of the market is long. Therefore, there's more buying pressure than selling pressure, which is a bullish sign. So whenever you see global funding rate in the green, that I interpret that as bullish confirmation, as well as global open interest. This measures the amount of future contracts open in existence. And the more this line goes up, the more participants there are in the market. And this is typically interpreted as a bullish sign and bullish confirmation. So what this is telling us right here is that there's a lot of participants in the market, and those participants are bullish. This is bullish. So folks, the on-chain metrics are very bullish for Bitcoin. So if we do have a pullback, which I think we might have one, if we put in any kind of higher low, I think, folks, that's what I'm looking out for to start to deploy some capital. As well, if just take a quick look here at Bitcoin dominance, we're clearly forming this ascending triangle. Folks, as soon as we break down from this ascending triangle, I do believe that's when alts will really start to take off and perform. A lot of alts have been doing very well, but once we break down from this trend line, I mean, I think alts are going to take off even more. So watch out for that. We'll definitely keep you guys updated as well, folks. The DXY, this is very important if you want to understand what's going on with Bitcoin. The DXY has been putting in lower highs, which is bullish, because a bullish DXY dollar index is bad for Bitcoin. A bearish dollar is good for Bitcoin. There's an almost direct inverse correlation. So the fact that we keep putting in these lower highs is a very good sign. We'll update you guys if we have any kind of dramatic breakouts or anything. But ultimately, guys, the macro trend does seem for me to be bullish. We have reasons to think that the on-chain metrics are very bullish as well. Trading metrics are very bullish as well. So bottom line here is I think we're going to have a bit of a pullback in the short term. Any kind of higher low, I think, could be a very good buying opportunity, not financial advice. And if we get that blue buy signal on the default hash ribbon indicator for Bitcoin, then that would have signaled this being the bottom if, again, you believe that this indicator is valid and that we're likely going to have a massive rally, not immediately, but in the near future. Because, again, guys, this indicator doesn't tell us that, oh, we're immediately blasting off. No. It just tells us that in the relative near future, we're blasting off. So we'll see if we get it. I'm pretty sure we are. As long as hash rate continues to recover, we're probably going to get that blue buy signal on the default indicator here. So, folks, all around, super good sign with Bitcoin. I think we have good reason to be optimistic. Now, when would we start to get worried? Well, if we lose the 200-day on the daily, I'd get worried. If we lose the 50-day SMA on the daily, I'd get more worried. If we break below this, let's see if I can find it real quick here. If we break below 32,600, then I would get worried as well. So I would get consecutively more worried the more levels of support we lose. But folks, up until now, we had a massive run up, and it just seems like we're having a bit of a cool off period, which is fantastic. Because if we put in a higher low, the second time we test the 200 SMA on the daily, we're more likely to break through. And if we get daily candles fully closing above this thing and holding above this, 1-2 daily candles above this, then we would have flipped the majority of resistance into support. In that case, folks, I mean, there's not a whole lot stopping us from getting back to all-time highs and potentially entering price discovery. So that's what I have here for Bitcoin. Before we move on to Ethereum, let's see if you guys have any questions here. So Nerva and Bug, I hope I answered your question, which is any kind of higher low. Wait to see what kind of cool off period we have, whatever kind of high or low, whether it's this high, the 200 EMA, whatever it is. If we start to pick back up again, that's when I would buy in. Deferral saying, what software website do you use for graphs, technical analysis? I use TradingView. And for some free quant data, check out crownstrading.net. All this information is on Glassnode, but that's paid for. I pay for that, but folks, this is free. You can get a lot of very interesting, very important quant data absolutely for free. And folks, not to mention that Crown's Crypto Cave, he's a super competent, super intelligent technical analyst. So I also recommend you guys check out his channel. He puts out a bunch of super useful information absolutely for free. So if you don't want to pay for Glassnode, check out this guy's website. And he's also super intelligent technical analyst. Could you take a look at Trias? Maybe at the end of the live stream, broski. So let's move on to Ethereum because, folks, Ethereum. Oh my God, this puts a smile on my face. I love Ethereum. Ethereum is one of my favorite altcoins, like top 3 favorite. I think my most favorite altcoins in this order are Ethereum, VeChain, and probably Decenter. And folks, look at this massive run up. So while I love seeing this, I actually get worried. The more Ethereum goes up, the more worried I get, because look at every single time, folks, in the last year, in the last bull run, what happened every time we had a massive run up? Massive run up, pullback. 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 Massive run up. What have we not had? Pullback. So guys, I actually get worried the more we go up, because if we just go up a little bit, consolidate, go up a little bit, consolidate, go up a little bit, consolidate, that's much more sustainable. But when we just have these massive rallies without a true cool off period, it's not very sustainable. So I actually am relatively worried about Ethereum having a substantial breakdown, which actually could be a fantastic buy-in opportunity. Again, look at the 4-hour here. Bears crossover the MACD, RSI going down. Yeah, guys, look at this run up. It makes sense that we would have a cool off period, like RSI over bot, stochastic RSI over bot, bears crossover, histogram on the way down. Yeah, guys, like this makes sense. This is nothing out of the ordinary. Now, to understand what Ethereum's going to do, folks, write this down and do not forget it, because it took me a long time to specifically narrow this down. So I'm just going to give it to you so you don't have to waste time. The 21 EMA on the 6-hour, this green line, out of all the EMAs and SMAs on all the different hourly timeframes, I do believe that this is one of the most helpful moving averages for understanding short-term price action for Ethereum. Bottom line is price action, daily candles closing above it, we're bullish. Daily candles closing below it, we're in a bear trend. It is that simple, folks. Look at this. All throughout Ethereum's massive run up, we constantly held it as support the entire time. As soon as we broke below it, guess what, folks? The beginning of the massive sell-off. Over here, as soon as we got above it, rally. Get above it, rally. So this is so simple, folks. Look, I know a lot of people sell indicators out there for hundreds and thousands of dollars. Not hundreds of thousands, but hundreds and thousands of dollars. But the simple things are super effective if you know how to employ them. And guys, this is so simple, but it's so deadly effective. It's simple if you want to understand what's going on with Ethereum. If we're above this, we're bullish. If we're below it, we're short-term bearish. That's it. This is my short-term bullish bearish gauge. So if we have a daily candle closing below this, folks, we're probably going to have a pullback. So my pullback zone, my buying zone is anywhere from $2,500 to about $2,300 for Ethereum. I do believe that's probably where we're going to go if we lose the 21 EMA on the 6-hour. Probably retest the original breakout point. This happens very often where we break out and we come back down and retest the breakout point. So see, we're forming a bit of a descending triangle right here. We broke out, so we might just come back down and retest it. So folks, if we do break down, which I mean, if we're going to, like, this week would be the week to do it, because again, bears crossovers, we're super overextended. We're testing it right now. Come Monday, I think we're probably gonna have a cool off period, but I may be wrong. Bottom line is, folks, daily candle closing below this will probably go into 2,300, which if you're looking for a buying opportunity, that's where I'm going to be buying. Or more specifically, just wait to see if we break down from this thing. And then we break down from this, moving average, and then come back up. And then once we get above that moving average, daily candles closing above, then you buy in there. And then the next time we test resistance, we're likelier than not to break through. So that is what I'll be doing, folks. Make sure you like and subscribe, so in case things change, we'll be updating you guys with what we're doing there. So that's more or less what I think is going on with Ethereum. Yeah, so let's take a look at a couple more things here. What is the name of that indicator? What indicator are you referring to, bud? Deferred Fighter. You're saying for ETH, this is the 21 exponential moving average on the 6-hour time frame. So we're looking at a daily, but I pegged these moving averages to their unique time frame. So this white line. So this white line is what I use for higher frame. Geez, why can't I talk? For higher time frames, and this moving average is for lower time frames. So this white line, it's good for calling long-term bullish or bearishness. Here's support, broke below it, massive downtrend period. Now that we're above it, this is arguably bullish. And the 21 EMA on 6 hours, what I use for short-term bullishness and bearishness. And obviously the 200-day EMA and SMA, blue line, yellow line are always price reactive, always relevant to understand as well. So let's keep looking here at ETH dominance, because Ethereum dominance is on the verge of breaking out. And if we do have a breakout with ETH dominance, we're probably going to have a substantial leg. Because folks, look, if we draw a trend line here that we find rejection off of, as soon as we break above it, we have a massive leg up. Break above it, massive leg up. So now we're testing it. The question is, will we have a massive leg up? Given that we're a bit overextended, maybe not. But if and when Ethereum does, something like this, we're probably going to have a pretty substantial leg up on the retest. So if you're looking for a place to buy in on Ethereum, not financial advice, but I would wait for a confident breakout and retest on ETH dominance as kind of confirmation of the macro trend. As well, folks, the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing, we're doing something that I just previously described, which we had a breakout. Now we're just coming back down to retest the breakout point. So if the ETH BTC pair can just basically hold where we're at right now and not put in a lower low, just maintain this green region here, then we're probably going to have a bit of leg up maybe a week or two from now. And so once we see we hold support here, then we're going to be primed for that next leg up. And folks, once we see solidify, I was about to say solidification of support, but that's not a word. Once we solidify support, do something like this, then folks, that next uptrend will be much, much more sustainable. So wait out to see if we hold the line here. If we break out in ETH dominance, that will be bullish confirmation that Ethereum's ready for its next leg up. Who knows, folks? In the short term, might be a bit overextended. If we break down from this moving average, then hey, it's just a great buying opportunity. Also, the amount of Ethereum leaving exchanges, like look at this, guys. Look at this. Oh, this is ultra, ultra bullish. Let's see if I can actually get it here. There we go. Look how bullish this is, folks. We have been consistently leaving exchanges. The less supply on exchanges, the less selling pressure, the more scarce it is, the more bullish it is. So this is very, very good to see. So yeah, folks, that's pretty much what I had with Ethereum. This is my buy-in zone, and I do believe if we break down from this, we're probably going to retest this region here. So that's what I'm looking out for with ETH. Now, before I leave off ETH, I just want to show you guys what my long-term price predictions are for another leg of the bull market, if indeed we do get one. So let's go to a weekly time frame here. So I do think these are realistic price predictions. If Bitcoin does indeed get its shit together and have a second leg of the bull market, if Bitcoin enters price discovery once again, I think these price prediction scenarios are extremely realistic. So I drew a Fibonacci extension from the cycle bottom to the local top at the bottom of the retracement. That gives us some price prediction models or scenarios that are likely to be relevant. If we maybe take a look here at, actually I'll do it. If we take a look at Bitcoin, I'll show you guys how this can actually be extremely accurate. If we draw a similar Fibonacci extension on the Bitcoin 2013-2014 cycle, or no, let's go to a log chart. So the Fibonacci extension from the bottom of the bottom to the top of the impulse, to the bottom of the retracement, we touched the 4.236 exactly, folks. These things can be highly, highly accurate. So I'm not saying that Ethereum is going to act exactly like Bitcoin back in 2013, but I just bring that up as an example of how these Fibonacci extensions can be extremely accurate when calling long-term price predictions. So again, folks, my conservative prediction is 8,600. Moderate prediction, 13,000, and optimistic scenario, $20,000. Ultimately, I think a bit more accurately is I think Ethereum has a very good chance of doing roughly 10% of whatever Bitcoin ends up doing. So that's pretty much what I have for Ethereum. Now, folks, if you want to see it, I got a market portfolio update for you guys. So for those unaware, for the uninitiated, me and Messin, we both run this channel. I, follow some crypto people, crypto influencers, and one of the people I follow is George from Cryptos R Us, and he started this paper portfolio challenge where he's starting with 5,000 USDC and dollar cost averaging an additional 100 USDC every week. So starting with 5,000, dollar cost averaging, adding to his bags $100 every week. And so I said, hey, this guy really likes Bitcoin. I think I can build a portfolio that outperforms his probably by a lot. So that's what we're doing. And so we're going to update you guys weekly on the status of our portfolio, how we're doing. If you guys want to more easily track this, become a Discord member. Link to that is down in the description below. We created a section where we will post screenshots of our portfolio weekly. So you guys can, if you want to track the progress of our portfolio, you can do it more easily if you're a Discord member. So link for everything is down in the description below. So guys, it's Sunday. It's time to dollar cost average another $100 into my portfolio here. So I asked the community, in a previous YouTube post, what's lacking in my portfolio, and I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of replies. One of the common throughputs was I was lacking XRP, I was lacking Bitcoin, I was lacking Solana, and I was also too diversified. And I agree with maybe most of that. So what I plan on doing here is adding to my existing bags. One thing I do is I take a look at my portfolio. I see what's the most down that I still like and just add to that. But I'm actually not going to be adding $100 to anything in my existing portfolio. I'm actually going to sit on this $100 and accumulate. And the reason why I want to sit on this $100 maybe till next week, so I have $200 to buy into something, is because I'm waiting for a brand new low cap gem that I think has a strong likelihood of doing very well once it comes out, that I've been sharing with our VIP Discord members. So again, guys, if you want access to what we're buying, when we're buying, low cap gems, setups, catalysts, guys, become a VIP Discord member. So much good stuff in there, and we're going to be adding more and more value to that thing all the time. So make sure to check that out. But without further ado, the project I'm waiting out for is Gods Unchained. Guys, we've been seeing these play to earn NFT crypto video games absolutely skyrocket. Axie Infinity did 1 trillion X. So Gods Unchained here is similar in that they're a crypto NFT video game, and they're coming out with their token very, very soon here, Gods. So I'm gonna wait for more details on the release, and then probably dollar cost average my way into this thing, because guys, if you haven't seen what Axie Infinity did, it did like 4 quadrillion X. And so this niche is very, very hot, specifically because, not only is it hot, but I think it has longevity, because these crypto gaming plays are different from investing in other cryptocurrencies, because they have a unique value proposition, which is they actually have users, a tremendous amount of users, people who actually use like hardcore DeFi protocols, not that many, but the people who play video games is a lot of people, a lot of people. And so these crypto gaming plays have the capability of onboarding thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of users, which is very, very rare in crypto. So these plays uniquely, I think, have the capability, or at least more capability, of easily maintaining users. So I'm very bullish on these plays. It's something I have on my watch list. I think something that's worth being on everyone's watch list, not financial advice, but I'm going to be actually holding on to my $100. Maybe even if it doesn't come out next week, $200, I'm just going to keep saving until this thing comes out, because I think this thing could probably be the next Axie Infinity. We'll see. I'm also waiting for another project that I like a lot to dip, Quora, folks. Quora was the first project ever out of the hundreds and hundreds of Polkadot projects to get a parachain slot. For those who don't know, Kusama is the canary chain of the Polkadot ecosystem. Recently, a couple weeks ago, started their parachain auctions, And Corora was the first project ever to get a Polkadot ecosystem parachain slot. What is this thing? Why should we care about it? Corora is a DeFi hub for the Kusama ecosystem. Portfolio, swap. It's a DeFi hub. Think of Aave, but on Kusama. That's what Corora is trying to be. Who knows if they'll be successful, but that's what they're trying to be. And so I participated in this thing, but unfortunately my coins that I got for lending out Kusama in the parachain auction are locked up for a long time. So I want games now. So I am definitely waiting out for a dip. And I actually feel so bad for not sharing this thing earlier because, folks, I was tracking this thing at $4 or $5, and I was like, no, I'm gonna wait for a dip, and that dip never came. $4, I was like, I'm gonna wait for a dip, but then it ran up all the way to over $8. It did 2x while I was waiting for a dip. So, unfortunately, things tend to pump when they're good ideas. This is also listed on some huge exchanges, Qcoin, Kraken, lots of potential buying pressure available for this thing. Okay, great. So I have the chart pulled up here. So it seems that we're losing support. If the daily candle closes how it is right now, we're probably going to drop to $6.45. If we lose that, we're probably dropping I'd say 580 to about 540. So these green boxes are my buy zones. I think I would probably narrow this a bit more to probably something like this. This is my first DCA region, so not financial advice, but if you're interested in this thing, this is my approach. You do you, boo. You come up with your own strategy, but these green boxes is where I would dollar cost average. So let's say I had $1,000 to invest, for example. I would put in, $333 here, $333 here, and I would save a third in case we crash further or we start to break out again and buy in at the bullish confirmation. So that's my approach with this thing. So I'm torn. There's a lot of good projects on my radar. That's why I'm not spending anything right now. I want to wait till next week so I can have $200 to DCA either into Gods Unchained or into Corora. Hopefully, if we have more of a pullback. But it's not just this coin on my radar. I have another low cap gem to bring you guys. Casper Network, folks. Layer 1 smart contract blockchains. Casper Network is similar to Ethereum, similar to Cardano in its hopes and in its functionality. The reason why I like this project specifically, because look, there's 1,000 Ethereum killers: Solana, Elrond, Zilliqa, Tezos. There's dozens and dozens of scalable, smart contract blockchain ecosystem projects out there. Dozens. Why is Casper Network any different? The reason why I think Casper Network's value proposition is different and unique is because they're targeting a different niche. The whole thing about this protocol is that it's targeted towards business and institutional adoption. You can write smart contracts using legacy programming languages. So if you want to write a smart contract on Ethereum, you have to learn Solidity, a whole new programming language. There's like 5 people in the world who are competent Solidity programmers. There's not a lot, but there's how many thousands, tens of thousands of Python programmers out there. Point being, if you want to build in crypto, you got to hire or learn a whole new programming language. With Casper Network, you can have smart contract functionality with existing programming languages already out there, not native to crypto. So the whole thing about this project is that they're geared towards business adoption. How do we get the businesses to start building on blockchain and building smart contracts? This whole project is geared towards that use case, and I do not see anyone else specifically targeting that niche. So the reason why I like Casper is because it's targeting a niche that I don't see anyone else targeting, and there's no clear leader in that niche. They also had a very, very positive code review from Tokenmetrics. Tokenmetrics, folks, if you want to sign up, link for that is down in the description below. I mean, I don't want to turn this into too much of a shill fest, but guys, I got my first 100x ever because of Tokenmetrics. Matic Polygon, I bought at, what was it? It was like just under 2 cents, and I sold at just over $2. So I got 100x because of Tokenmetrics. So when they say, hey guys, this is like a good idea, I'm not sleeping on that guy. Like, I've done it. So I'm not telling you that this is gonna be the next 100x, but it has the potential to be. So guys, look, sign up to Tokenmetrics. Link for that is down in the description below. Another reason why I like this thing is because it has crashed into nothingness. Look at this death. Look at this, nothing but down. This is a horrible, god-awful chart. Folks, this is the definition of a pump and dump. Just absolutely terrible. There's nothing positive to say about this chart, except it seems like we're forming. Guys, this thing crashed 96% from all-time highs. Look, guys, I was dollar cost averaging and shit all throughout this region here and sharing it with our VIP Discord group because it was already down 96% from all-time highs. It's probably not going to go to zero. It's down 96%. How much farther could it fall? So I was buying a lot in this region. And so, guys, like, do not sleep on our group. I know it might be gross to shill it a lot, but I mean, I bought this thing right before it pumped at just about 6.5 cents, and I shared that with our members. And so if you would have been a member, you could have been up over 100% on Casper Networks. You could have been up, I mean, 240% in like a day. So folks, like, it pays to be a member. Any one of our calls could pay for years in our group. So I don't want to show too much, but now that it's said, I just want to let you guys know that, hey, we're calling shit right very often here. And I don't think, I think this is just the beginning, folks. This is a rounded bottom. Each extreme is getting less and less and less. I think the key here is maintaining a higher low. Because here's the thing. How do we know that this isn't this? We have a pump and we're not going right back down. This could be a bull trap. We could come right back down. That's totally possible. Now, there's a few reasons why I think that might not be the case. Again, we're putting in a rounded bottom. Each lower low is less and less extreme. Now, if we hold the line here, if we maintain a higher low and price goes back up again, if we do something like this, then in that case, folks, I think the downtrend could be over. So what I'm looking out for with Casper, just to be sure that we're not in a bear trap or bull trap, sorry, is just maintaining a higher low. So I don't want to go on too much more of a rant here, guys. I get excited about these low cap gems and sharing them. So my point in bringing these 3 projects up is just that I want to accumulate a little bit more weight, maybe 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks, to maybe redeploy some money to Aurora, Gods Unchained, or Casper Network on a dip. And these are long-term investments, guys. Like, this chart's pretty goddamn awful. Like, this is bad. This is bad. I'm investing this because I believe in it fundamentally. This chart is not a good chart. It's very bearish. So I've been ranting quite enough here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Berger Meester is saying, I want Link to fart up. Guys, Chainlink. I like Chainlink a lot. I think it will. Chainlink, I think, is arguably very closely tied to Ethereum. So I think Chainlink will do well as long as Ethereum does well. Mark is saying, do you leave all the coins you hold on your exchange, or do you use a wallet? I definitely do not leave them on exchange. It is an extremely terrible idea and a great way to lose your crypto if you leave your crypto on exchanges. Guys, do not leave your crypto on exchanges. They get hacked all the time. Like, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm pretty sure the majority of major crypto exchanges have been hacked. They withhold your funds all the time. Guys, at a time like this, where every country is coming up and proposing weird regulation every day, you know, some exchange or jurisdiction may decide to stop, make it illegal to use that exchange where you live without you knowing, and all of a sudden you can't withdraw your funds. Guys, with a bunch of regulation coming at crypto and exchanges all at once, and exchanges constantly getting hacked, it is a terrible idea to leave your crypto on exchanges. Get a hardware wallet. Folks, get a Ledger, get a Trezor. We have a Ledger link down in the description below, but get any kind of hardware wallet. Even if it's not with our link, just get a hardware wallet and store your crypto on there. A hardware wallet is the safest place to store your crypto. You're kind of begging to lose your crypto if you store it on exchanges. So I hope that answers your question. Paul is saying, can you look at Matic? Yeah, man, I'll take a look at Matic here. So, yeah, guys, you know, I've been ranting a lot here. So you guys got any questions, just throw them my way. I think we'll probably enter the Q&A portion of the live stream. Folks, if you like my rants, if you appreciate the content, like and subscribe. Folks, it's super clear, and we're very honest with you guys. The more likes we get, the more views we get. It's super simple. If there's like a spike in likes, then YouTube will share the live stream more. So folks, if you like the channel, want to support us, definitely smash that like button. It's the easiest way to support us if you don't like clicking buttons. So taking a look at Matic here. Ooh, okay. So I want to do a few things here. So number one, we're getting above $1. Super simple, super critical. It's the simple stuff, folks. That's the most important. For Matic to be bullish, we got to hold $1. Number one, it's a psychological level. Number two, look how price reactive a dollar was. Here it was resistance, and we had a massive run up. Well, run up here, and then a dollar was support, 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 resistance, resistance. So now we're above $1. We're holding it for now. If we continue to hold it, we're bullish. So it's super simple. If Matic Polygon maintains the dollar, keeps getting daily candles closing above it, then it has a very good chance of seeing continuation. If we lose $1, we're probably going to break down further. It's that simple. I think $1 is the inflection point. It's the tipping point where if we hold above it, it gives it more strength to see bullish continuation. So we got to hold $1. Check out Splinterlands, Elbow Cough. Splinterland. What's the ticker, man? Give me the ticker. Based on how many assets you own. Yeah, guys. And look, again, there with my portfolio approach, I'm highly diversified, and that's a valid criticism. There's a cost benefit to each action, either being more centralized or more diversified. There's a cost benefit to each. I am aware of the cost to being highly diversified. I just chose to accept it. That's my approach. Everyone's approach is different. Thoughts on Doge and Shiba surge? Yeah, meme coins are absolutely garbage. I wouldn't put money in them. I think it's much more fun to hit the roulette tables. I think meme coins are absolute garbage, and I would not touch them. Maybe as a trade, but as a long-term investment, they're complete garbage. Because here's why they're garbage: because their fundamentals are pretty much non-existent. And there's coins that have fantastic fundamentals that are incredibly undervalued, like these three projects I just mentioned that have fantastic fundamentals and could have fantastic returns. So you have one option here, meme coins with zero terrible fundamentals. Also, their blockchains are like highly insecure. They get 51% attacked all the time. So you have a terrible option over here, which all these have already pumped and dumped. So there's probably not a lot of money left to be made. And then on the other hand, you have something with fantastic fundamentals that is very undervalued with high ROI. I don't understand why anyone chooses meme coins. It's a terrible place to park your money. If you want to gamble, go to the roulette table or play poker. You'll have much more fun. If you guys want solid low cap gems, become a VIP Discord member. It's better that you spend the money becoming a member than losing your money over time on a absolute trash cryptocurrency. Because in our VIP Discord group, all we do is share, fantastic low cap gems with great fundamentals. It's literally like 90% of what it is. So make sure you go check that out. Doge gonna kabam. Surprised more crypto people aren't talking about it. I used to hate it, but hey, if it's gonna make me money, shill it with the rest of these. Yeah, look, man, it could. Another thing too, it could make you money. Like if you're just in it, like I think it's stupid, but hey, it might make some money. I get that. And look, you could also trade anything. Like if you're trading, it doesn't matter what the ticker is. If it's going up or down, you can just trade it. But again, my thing with these meme coins is that there's good options that also have a very high ROI potential. So when you're investing in these meme coins, you're essentially choosing to invest in something of poor quality when something of better quality has comparable ROI potential. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So when does Gods Unchained token come out? I'm not sure. They keep saying so. They're saying it will come out once they put out their white paper. White paper coming out soon. Follow their Twitter. If you go to their Twitter, just give them a follow. They'll put out the information once it comes out. That's literally what I'm doing. I follow them on Twitter with the notification on. Once they put out the white paper, I'll read it. They'll explain the token release. One thing they are doing though is if you actually download the game and play the game, I'm pretty sure you'll get airdropped tokens as well. So you could either wait for the white paper, follow their social media, and make sure you follow the official social media account, not some fake scam social media. Or you could just follow us and we'll tell you. Or you can become a VIP Discord member and we'll also tell you once there's more information. Mark saying, thanks a lot, man, for the info. I'll be using your link to purchase the hardware wallet. Thank you. Appreciate that. And again, guys, don't keep your money on exchanges. Do not. These exchanges get hacked. These exchanges are all being regulated right now. There could be some weird rule where they shut off access to your jurisdiction overnight, and like you didn't even know about it. Binance is shutting off, is not providing services to like Europe, Canada, like a couple places. And so if you're not aware, because they don't send you like an email or anything, this might happen. You might not even know. And then, hey, why can't I log in? Well, it turns out you're in a restricted jurisdiction, guys. Do not keep your crypto on exchanges. Get it out of there. Get a hardware wallet. Get MetaMask. Get Exodus. Get something. Yeah. So SPS, daily airdrops, wax chain, but also use. Okay. So Buddy gave me a ticker to look up for his project. SPS. Let's take a look. SPS. I don't see it. I don't see it. Let's see if I can find it over here. SPS. Let's see. Oh, guys, look, I know we're, I like to rant and stuff here, but before we start to get near the end, I also have some super important news I want to share with you guys, which we'll do in a second. I don't know, man. Is this the coin you're looking at? I can't find your coin, bro. I'm sorry. I tried. So, guys, look. Let's bring up some very important news here that I want to share with you guys. Number one, Coinbase is partnering with Apple to allow Apple Pay to purchase. Sorry, let me say that again. Coinbase is partnering with Apple to allow Apple Pay to. Oh my God, why am I having such a hard time with this sentence? You can now purchase crypto on Coinbase using Apple Pay. That's the news. It's late, folks. I didn't sleep much last night. So please bear through my trying to come up with proper sentences. So, very bullish news story. I just want to bring this up to you guys. Good piece of news, very bullish. Also, there's been a lot of drama with Jack Dorsey. Well, not necessarily Jack Dorsey, but specifically a piece of crypto regulation. So right now, the Americans are trying to pass a must-pass infrastructure bill. And within that infrastructure bill, a lot of people are proposing some very strong, very stringent crypto regulations, which if they pass would be very bearish because it would limit a lot of crypto adoption in the US. And folks, the United States is the biggest market when it comes to amount of money being able to move into cryptocurrency. So if the Americans really start to clamp down on crypto and crypto regulation, that is likely to be short-term very bearish, because not only would it be a bad news event that would affect market sentiment, but it would be also a lot less buying pressure. There'd be less buying pressure in the market. So what this piece of regulation is trying to introduce is that they're trying to define what is and isn't a broker, and they're basically trying to label anyone who's done anything in crypto a broker, like software developers, miners, that kind of thing. If you are defined as a broker, you basically have to report every single last transaction, which basically makes either being a software developer, a staker, a miner practically impossible in the United States. So this piece of legislation, I believe, is being voted on this week. And so if it passes in its original format, it will essentially shut down crypto in the United States, because if you're a staker, miner, software developer in the US, they're basically putting a lot of reporting burden on you to the extent that crypto progress in the US really cannot be made. So very bearish news. I'm sure you've probably heard a lot of people talking about this if you're, a crypto YouTuber follower. So I really wanted to say this when it comes to this news story. I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard a lot of crypto YouTubers ask their followers to call their senator, and ask them to, not vote on a silly piece of legislation. But in reality, guys, the way you make change is by buying politicians. In the United States, they have legalized bribery and corruption through unlimited amounts of campaign donations, among other things. You can buy a lobbyist. You can fund political opponents if they don't vote the way you want them to. And so the way we actually get favorable crypto regulation in the US and everywhere is these crypto billionaires, founders of Coinbase, Gemini, the Winklevoss twins, they're just going to start buying politicians. It's legal in the United States. You can give unlimited amounts of money to people's campaign funds, super PACs. Literally, you can buy politicians. So I find it really funny. Everyone's like, call your politician. These politicians don't give a shit what you have to say. All they have to do is two billionaires. The Winklevoss twins could buy 24 politicians with a couple $100,000. So it's just a little bit silly how everyone's like, call your senator. No. Call Winklevoss twins, call the CEO of Coinbase, and tell them to deploy some of those gains, buy a couple politicians. It'll cost a couple $100,000, and we'll get favorable crypto regulation. So I would suggest to tweet at tweet at Jack Dorsey, tweet at the Winklevoss twins. Go buy some politicians. Then you'll get favorable crypto legislation. So that's what I wanted to say with that there. Let's see. Do you guys have anything else left to say or ask? I'm pretty sure that's mostly what I had here on my mind. So guys, look, we live stream every Sunday. Make sure you like and subscribe. We are very likely going to have Messin on the live stream next Sunday. If anything dramatic happens throughout the week too, we'll definitely update you guys. We'll definitely go live. Hopefully we can get Messin on a live stream sometime throughout the week. I think it would be fun. I like live streaming with him. I think you guys like it as well. Oh my God, there's like 100 people watching. Folks, like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon, notify new uploads. If you like my rants, smash that like button. Literally, the more likes we get, the more views we get. BidMoon with the super chat. Thank you, man. Says, finally someone said it. Are you referring to the crypto regulation stuff? Yeah, guys, like it's just a little silly. Like when you see these big crypto YouTubers being like, call your senator. No, tweet at Jack Dorsey. Go buy some. You're a billionaire. You have quadrillions of dollars. Spend some of those gains. It's not that expensive. Guys, look, you go to a campaign fundraising meeting and you donate $20,000 to the re-election fund and educate them on the importance of proper crypto regulation. All of a sudden, I bet you that politicians are going to be voting extremely differently. Same with Elizabeth Warren. She's a little bit more high profile, so maybe she costs $50,000, $100,000. If the Winklevoss twins donated $100,000 to Elizabeth Warren's re-election fund, then and educated her about proper crypto regulation, I guarantee you she would be singing a very different tune. And it's the same with every politician in the United States, because the United States legalized bribery and corruption by allowing unlimited amounts of money to be donated to campaign funds, but mainly super PACs. Very dubious laws when it comes to lobbyists. You could easily be like, hey, vote for... Guys, the reason why we're getting this shitty piece of crypto regulation is because the banks are paying these politicians. The banks are donating tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to each one of these politicians' re-election funds. And so that's why they're voting for favorable regulation to the banks. If the rich crypto people, the Winklevoss twins, Coinbase, Gemini, can you guys see me? I think I went let me know if you guys can see me. I think my stream went down for a second there. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much what I had. I don't know if you guys can see me. I think my stream went down for a second. If you guys want to let me know in the comments that you can indeed see and hear me. I'm not just talking to myself. Yes, you did blip. Okay, I think I'm back. Folks, look, if no one has any final questions, ultimately, I want to thank you all for being here. You guys are dope. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon to be notified when uploads. If no one has any final questions, I'll let y'all go. And make sure you become a VIP Discord member, folks. Like, you might say it's gross to shill it, but I mean, guys, if you become a member, I told our members I was buying at 6.5 cents. You could be over. You could be up on that trade or investment over 100% now after a substantial pullback, folks. any one of our calls pays for years and years of our group. So, I mean, consider it, folks. We're only just killing it consistently always. So, you also, if you guys want an extra hand if you guys want an extra hand navigating this market, we have a take profit strategy where we're sharing the factors we're looking at when trying to formulate when to take profits if we do get a second leg with the bull run. So if you guys find that interesting, then also become a member. And okay, before I wrap up, there's someone saying something. Andy is saying it's an amazing time when XBDC is over 30K and it's considered a crash. Remember when people said, yeah, $10 is cool, but it can never hit 1K because of reasons. Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree. You need to take charge of the donation. Okay, folks, look. You guys are the greatest. Let me wrap up here already, all right? Weekly candle looks good. Anything dramatic happens, we'll be updating you guys. Like and subscribe. I got all my points across. Click all the buttons. YouTube likes it when you click buttons. So just go click all the links, all the buttons. Just click them and unclick them, and I'll be happy. YouTube will be happy. And until next time, folks, drink water, stay hydrated, take care.